In this crazy, fast-paced world, it's so easy to feel a little lost, right? But what if the map for our modern journey was actually written centuries ago? Today, we're going to dive into a collection of ancient wisdom. Think of it as a series of signposts left by people who walked this path before us, offering a bit of guidance, comfort, and maybe a little light.
Right off the bat, I think it's really important to understand the heart behind this whole collection. It's actually dedicated to a friend who, even with his own struggles, just deeply believed in unity and was always trying to find common ground between different spiritual paths. This is a project that was really born from love, and all the proceeds go to support the National Alliance on Mental Illness, a cause that meant the world to him.
So the person who put all this together, George M., he frames this whole journey with a really simple but profound idea. Why not learn from the people who've already navigated these roads? This isn't just some random list of quotes, it's more like a shared map, drawn from words that gave him inspiration, with the genuine hope that they can do the same for you and me.
Okay, so where do we start? Our journey kicks off with three things that are absolutely essential for getting through any storm: hope, resilience, and courage. Think of them as this unwavering flame that can light our way even when things feel, well, pretty uncertain.
I mean, when you hear Rumi talk about wings, it's not just beautiful poetry, is it? It's this powerful reminder of the potential we all have inside us. We are all born with this capacity for greatness. But notice the call to action here. Just having wings isn't enough. The real work, the real journey, is in learning how to use them.
So, if we have wings, how do we actually learn to use them? Well, Nelson Mandela, who is an absolute master of resilience, gives us the answer. He says real strength isn't about avoiding failure or never falling down. It's all about having the courage to rise again. Every single time we get back up, we're making those wings just a little bit stronger, and we're learning a little more about how to fly. And this ancient Buddhist proverb of the lotus flower is just the perfect visual for this whole idea. The lotus literally grows from the muddiest, murkiest waters, but it emerges completely pure and beautiful. The message is so clear. We don't need perfect conditions to grow. Our potential to bloom is always there, right here, right now, no matter what's going on around us.
And this brings us to a moment to kind of pause and reflect. The source material invites us to ask ourselves, what are the small, daily things we do that cultivate hope in our own lives? It's a simple question, right? But just identifying those personal sources of light can be a really powerful first step on any journey.
All right, so once we've found that little flame of hope, the journey naturally turns inward. The next step is all about self-discovery. That process of looking inside to find the strength that, honestly, has probably been there all along.
Two simple words: know thyself. Inscribed at the temple of Apollo at Delphi, and they formed the foundation of so much of Western philosophy. Socrates was reminding us that real wisdom always starts with self-awareness, with having the courage to actually look inside.
Now, to really get what knowing yourself means in a practical sense, think about this analogy. It's like driving a car. We often spend our lives adjusting the rear-view mirror, right? We're focused on the past, or we're blaming other cars, external things for our problems. But real self-awareness, that comes from cleaning the windshield, from examining our internal beliefs and biases that actually shape how we see the road ahead.
The Serenity Prayer is such a powerful framework for this kind of internal work. It's basically a tool for discernment, for figuring out the difference between the road itself, which we can't change, and our own driving, which we absolutely can. When you accept what's beyond your control, it frees up all this energy to focus on what really matters, your own internal transformation. So you start this process of self-discovery. You start looking inward, and that naturally leads to an even deeper question. What do you actually find in there? This brings us to the next phase of the journey, a kind of spiritual awakening, moving beyond the ego to connect with our true essence. You've probably heard of Plato's allegory of the cave, and it is the perfect illustration for this journey of waking up. Most of us, he says, are living in a cave, just mistaking shadows for reality. The spiritual journey is that really difficult process of leaving the cave and stepping into the sunlight of truth. But look at that final step. When the enlightened person returns, they're met with resistance. It's a powerful reminder of how tightly we all cling to our familiar, comfortable illusions. And then you have Ram Dass, who gives us this other brilliant metaphor, the onion. He says the spiritual journey isn't about adding anything new to who you are. It's a process of subtraction, of peeling away all those layers of conditioning, negative beliefs, and what society expects,
until you finally get to the core, your true, authentic essence. And this image, it just beautifully illustrates that core essence. It's like a tree with these deep, unshakable roots. When we connect with our true selves, we find this strength and stability that doesn't depend on what's happening on the outside. We become grounded in who we really are.
So, where is all this going? What's the point of all this inner work? Well, once you've connected with that light inside you, the final step is to turn it outward. We arrive at the path of service, where the whole purpose of our own growth is to connect with and illuminate the world around us.
Wow. Mother Teresa's words here, they are so powerful. She just cuts right through the noise to point out the huge difference between superficial talk and genuine human connection. It's so easy to talk about issues, but real service, real compassion, that starts when we take the time to talk with people, to actually listen to their stories, and to see our shared humanity.
And this call for genuine connection, it comes from a fundamental truth you find in countless wisdom traditions. Our paths are all interconnected. We are not walking this journey alone. Our well-being is completely inextricably linked to the well-being of every single person we share this path with.
And I love this African proverb because it paints such a clear picture of that interconnectedness. If we're all just leaves on the same tree, fighting over the sun is totally self-defeating, right? It only weakens the whole tree. Real thriving doesn't come from competition. It comes from recognizing our shared roots and our collective need for light.
Which leads us to, well, probably one of the most famous calls to action ever spoken. Gandhi isn't just telling us to wish for a better world. He's telling us to embody it. It means that inner transformation has to come before outer transformation. You want more kindness in the world? Be kind. You want more peace? Cultivate peace inside yourself first.
And a perfect way to wrap up this section is with the beautiful meaning behind the word namaste. It's a recognition of that divine spark that exists in every single one of us. It's a simple but profound way of saying, I see the light in you because it's the same light that's in me. It is the ultimate expression of our shared journey.
So we end right where we began, on the path of a journey. We've talked about hope, self-discovery, awakening, and service. And this ancient proverb reminds us that no matter how long or overwhelming the path might seem, it all starts with one single step. So the final question this collection leaves us with is a simple one. What will your next step be?